I'm going to take the Bel Air out for a cruise this evening. This is the Saturday. It's the last Saturday was the last time I had it out. And I kind of did a little road trip this past week and went to spread some of my dad's ashes at where my folks lived when they were first married and where I was born. And so I spread some ashes of his, which made me feel good because it's places he loved and where he wanted to be. He left me kind of a list of where he wanted his ashes spread, and a lot of them are the same place where he spread my mom's ashes. So that was this past week, and while I was out doing that, went and looked at a couple possible project cars, 3 in fact. And one of them was a 1928 Model A Ford truck, but yeah, it wasn't what, you find so many of these cars they advertise and then you go look and it's something totally different. So I had a reproduction box. The only thing that was really 28 Model A was the firewall and the hood and the grill. The engine was 1931. I don't know what the frame was, but it certainly wasn't Model A Ford. And the rest of the cab was handmade poorly with sheet metal, and so I just looked at it and walked away. The next one was a 62 Mercury Monterey, and the guy said it had a 390 in it, and pretty much all there. Well, it didn't have the original 390. It had a 352. The engine wasn't stuck though, and it had a C6 automatic in place of the original Cruise-O-Matic. The original Cruise-O-Matic was in the trunk along with the drive shaft because the drive shaft wouldn't fit the C6 transmission that he had put in the car behind the 352. And it was pretty rough. The floors were gone, the trunk was gone. It needed all the glass and chrome. It was a rough car, but I looked at it because of the photos, and after talking to him, it sounded like it'd be worth looking at, and it was just a total waste of time. The third car was actually, I might call the guy back, was a 1965 Chrysler 300L. And the car would run and drive. It was an Arizona car, so it was 100% rust-free. And it was fully loaded. It had air, power windows, power steering, power brakes, power everything. Every option Chrysler put on their 300Ls was on this car. It had a 413 with a 4-barrel and a 727 automatic, but the 413 had issues. I don't know if it was a burned valve or a bent valve. I don't know if the engine was previously stuck and he got it running and bent a valve. That could be a possibility. I didn't really get a chance to talk to him because he lives in Ohio. And this was in western central Michigan, actually the west coast of Michigan, about mid-state. So he had someone unlock the garage for me to look at it, and there was no battery in it. The keys were there. And he said the car had new brakes, and it looked like he'd put new brakes on, new master cylinder, new hydraulic lines and stuff. But my concern was if the valve was burned, usually when you find a burned valve, you have a cracked head. And I'm not going to try and hunt up 413 heads. And so I don't know, I'm kind of hemming and hawing. It needed a lot of work. The front bumper was bent up and all of it needed re-chroming, and it was missing the vinyl top had been stripped off, and the roof was perfect. There was no rust through on it anywhere. But the trim for the roof, all the trim around the roof where the vinyl was missing. And there was a 65 New Yorker parts car that had the trim, but I don't know if the aluminum moldings along the side are different on the 300L than the New Yorker or not. The emblem in the grill was broken, and that illuminates, and finding one of those might be a chore. It needed a complete interior redo. The interior was really rough. The hot Arizona sun kind of did in the interior, but the body was there. It was missing some trim and a couple moldings that need a little bit of glass. the chrome around the glass was missing on the driver's side, so it definitely needed that parts car. But I don't have a place to store the parts car, so I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air whether the price was okay on it, and I'm just kind of up in the air whether I want to, make them an offer. But then, what do I do with the parts car? Where do I put it? I'm so limited on space here. I'd put the project car here, put the Bel Air there, the truck would go outside, and I just don't have room in the driveway for a parts car, nor do I think the city would allow an unregistered vehicle in the driveway or anything. So I may just continue to keep looking. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm doing better. I'm starting, because I didn't have to have this radiation treatments for the cancer. I'm feeling good. That's why I decided it's time to get my dad's ashes. He passed away a couple of years ago. We had COVID. I couldn't spread his ashes, and then I had this prostate cancer issue, and going through that and the surgeries and stuff. So now that I'm healing up from the surgery and feeling pretty good, that's why I'm starting to spread the ashes. And as long as you're traveling across the state, you might as well see what else is out there to look at for cars. So that's what I did. And but anyway, I'm gonna do a little bit of cruising on Woodward tonight, and we'll do a little video if there's cars out. It's really hot out. It's in the 90s with high humidity, so I don't know how many people are going to be out, but it's August and it's getting closer to the Dream Cruise, so it should be a pretty good night of cruising. We will find out here shortly. Sorry, it's a little dark in here. Once to the floor, it's been a week exactly. Let's see how she does. All right, let me get it out of the garage and get going. Yeah, all the parking has filled up around here already. I got here about 7:20. A lot more classics I see in the northbound lanes, but if I park over there, I'm sitting in the sun and it's pretty hot out right now. So I'm on the southbound lanes, just north of 14 Mile Road. I think a lot of the cars are starting to park. More everyday cars now than cruisers. The parking lots are pretty full. Jeep almost lost it. It was like lighting them up hardcore. Too bad I didn't have the camera on. You can see the smoke down there from them spinning the tires. He's taking off out easy now. There he's on it. It's still a beautiful, beautiful evening. Cars are starting to come back out on Woodward. I think some of them decide to do a lap, maybe heading home. I don't know, but they're starting to come out again. This thing's got a hitch on it. That's beautiful. You don't mind if I video your car, do you? Absolutely love it. Yeah, lights right up. Well, we're clearing out of the parking lots and back on the road, so I think we'll take one lap and go home. You can see all the cars still parked. These are just spectators. There is cruisers along with the spectators, and some areas where it's just all cruisers, and some places it's all spectators. A 62 Impala wagon I saw go by earlier. There it is. We're only moving along at about 30 miles an hour. Pretty heavy traffic. Well, that's it for this video. I'm going to end it here. I'm heading home. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you like my channel, I have 348 engine icon will subscribe you, and thank you for watching.